Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rayge, and we are back today with what may very well be Marvel Strike Force's best blog post of the 2024 year. I mean, the announcement here of Jean Grey joining the game, as you can see, 3 teams being synergized, but as well, the massive X-Men rework that was actually hinted at the end of last year is now coming to fruition. It's been such an astronomical year in terms of just iconic characters. Odin, the announcement of Professor Xavier. We know Onslaught's going to be around the corner. And, obviously having an iconic character, Blade, getting added into the game. But now, getting Jean Grey at the end of the year, this is the best shot we have, really, at the 2025 preview that they've usually have done. But, it doesn't seem like an ongoing trend anymore. We'll see if this comes out. But huge blog post here, guys. Essentially, 3 teams. It's the Mighty, the Immortal, and the Uncanny teams that are going to be available. And it's really, really cool because depending on what you want to do with these teams and what game mode you're prioritizing, this is just like a buffet of theory crafting. Uncanny Avengers, as you can see, the stakes are higher than ever in Alliance War, Crucible, and Raids with big rewards on the line. Nick Fury is calling on 2 heroes and reaching out into his deep roster to form 3 new teams. The Mighty Avengers, the Immortal X-Men, and as well as the Uncanny Avengers. And what I love about this, these additions and obviously the creation of these teams is that there's a lot of reworks to be had. You can see here, Jean Grey, she enters the fray here to lead Beast, Cable, Polaris, and Storm as the Immortal X-Men as a Cosmic Crucible offense team. Now, that's going to be very important to focus on because it means they're probably going to shine more if you use them offensively as opposed to defenses. But also part of this mix is going to be the Prince of Power being Hercules. He's joining the fight here with Invisible Woman, Vision, Scarlet Witch, and Falcon on the Mighty Avengers War offense team. So once again, offensive outputs there, so it's going to give us a little bit more creativity to, obviously push those outputs in those game modes. Last but not least, the Uncanny Avengers, an all-star squad with big names from the first 2 teams, Jean Grey, Hercules, Storm, Beast, Falcon. Their special mission will be a new Spotlight raid that's coming your way in the future. And, we've seen in the past with these Spotlight raids, is that they're going to be required going forward for whatever the rewards that come our way. So we always want to take advantage and maximize that. So probably going to take me an impossible time to go through every single kit. But what I like is the snapshot and the summaries they give us here in terms of what we're going to be expecting, right? So Jean Grey, obviously we know a lot about her if you've been following X-Men lore. It really made sense with Professor Xavier, X-Men reworks coming. I thought it was going to be a huge rework with Phoenix, but, this is actually the better alternative because I think having an actual brand new character embodying Jean Grey as the X-Men, a variant that, is way better. So, okay, using her powers to protect the world that's feared mutants, she became compassionate and powerful hero, and she is going to be a support for the Immortal X-Men and the Uncanny Avengers team. She possesses high health to keep her in the fight. She uses her telepathic powers to shield her allies while also manipulating enemy abilities. She applies Barrier on Spawn to her Avenger and X-Men allies. She applies Ability Block with her Special and Ultimate. In Crucible and Raids, her power grows even more because she's also going to be applying Safeguard to herself and also giving starting energy for all enemies by 10, which is pretty massive. 4 more Immortal X-Men in Crucible or 4 more Uncanny Avengers allies in Rage. Enemies can't gain taunt before she takes a turn, so she's probably going to be getting the first turn regardless of speed bar, and enemies can't or reduce speed bar for themselves, allies, or enemies, which has been the trend that we've been seeing with some of these newer characters. For Jean Grey, she's going to be Hero Global Mutant, Support Immortal X-Men, Uncanny Avenger. My goodness, so pretty pumped. Like I said, what I love about all this, the announcement of these 3 teams is that there's really only 2 new characters that we have to fully invest in, and the rest of it's reworks, which means if you've already built up some of these characters, wow, that's savings all across the board. T4s, gold. To be honest, I don't know if there's Awaken material abilities being added yet, but that seems to be kind of the trend, so we'll see if that gets added as well. Hercules, demigod, son of Zeus. I mean, he doesn't need an introduction there, but remember, he's known for his godly strength, endurance, combat skills. So we knew he was always in the lore, but now, especially with Ares getting added, this was only a matter of time. With the strength and of the gods and pecs like a mountain range, Hercules stands strong as the protector for the Mighty Avenger War offense team and Uncanny Avengers. On top of keeping his allies in the fight, he hinders enemies. His basic denies enemies of being revived. Oh, wow. And his special applies ability block while flipping negative effects into positive effects for his Mighty and Uncanny Avenger allies. but Hercules truly flexes with his passive and war offense and in raids. He can not only clear charges and revives, but he also copies and clears all positives for all his abilities. Absolutely astronomical because he's going to be benefiting his team. And this power extends to his mighty and uncanny Avenger allies in their respective game modes, transforming each ally into a warrior befitting worship on Olympus. So he makes basically all of his teams better, which is astronomical once again, similar to Jean Grey in that role, and the combined forces of them is really when it's going to get super scary. For his trait classification here, Hero Globe Protector, Mighty Avenger, and Uncanny Avenger. And yeah, that's it, guys. 2 new character additions here, and as well the kits. I'll let you sift through it. I like to break it down when they're more introduced in the game. More importantly, though, massive reworks, guys. Obviously, there's going to be some numbers that we're going to go through here, but you know, all you need to know is that you don't need to make sense of the numbers. All you need to know that is they're going to become relevant. With some of the reworks that we've seen in the game, especially the most notable example has been Lady Deathstrike. Just know that these characters are going to be some of the best in the game again. That's what they're working towards, especially with these new kit revisions. So, as I touched on earlier, Cable is actually getting the Immortal X-Men tag. I don't think he's getting the X-Men tag, but he's getting the Immortal X-Men, so that's where he's going to get his bonuses, right? HP, damage, armor, huge increases here. It's going to make him relevant once again. And what I like about these reworks is sometimes they leave a little bit of blurbage for a summary, but yeah, his abilities have obviously changed there. Polaris also joining this as the Immortal X-Men team, getting some lofty revisions again as well. So I'm just gonna see if there's anything to note. Okay, passive. I like to see these summaries because they usually try to put a lot of thought into it and obviously go through the dynamic. Polaris used to give max HP and focus on war offense to herself and X Factor. We've removed the max HP and focus from her kit and now have added these bonuses to Long Shot, Shatterstar, and Multiple Man. So it's important to note this because if you've been using these other characters in other game modes, they're also going to be benefiting now, even though they're not part of the 3 new teams, which is really important. So that's cool to know there. And then Storm also being part of 2 teams, right? Immortal X-Men, Uncanny Avenger. She's going to be one of the ones that you want to focus on because you're going to get ultimate value there. Huge reworks here, as you can see, to her stats. And let's see if there's anything to note. Originally, Storm's special was designed as an alternate ability to use charges. For her ultimate, you can deal tremendous damage, which we've known. This always ended up feeling like Storm had only had 2 abilities, her basic and whatever ability you wanted to use her charges. We've decided to complete a rework her special. She still slows everyone, but now she has a consistent stun, and instead of spending her charges, it increases her charge, allowing her to juice up her ultimate. Oh, love that change there because it's going to make her more practical and it doesn't feel like she only has 2 abilities. Massive. Beast. The unsung X-Men favorite here. Honestly, he's been reworked so many times, and now he's getting another nod to that meta list here, which is pretty massive. Let's see if there's any developer notes. Beast had a mechanic in the passive to heal astonishing X-Men allies on his turn if they were the most injured ally. We've decided to remove that additional healing and instead make sure the healing felt when we increased Beast's max base HP. So that's pretty notable because now he can apply that across the board, even across other X-Men characters as well. We got Falcon. This is going to be a big favorite one because, man, he was practical even when he fell out of the meta because of his kit. Part of the Mighty Avenger and Uncanny Avenger, so obviously having a lot of love there, being part of 2 teams. Originally, Falcon was designed to punish positives on effects on teams. This was handled by him having a relatively low damage-based stat, but he had a lot of additional bonus attacks in his kit. While retuning Falcon, he was very inconsistent. So we've increased his base damage now and reviewed the number of bonus attacks in his ultimate by increasing the initial attack. And after tuning his base damage, his ultimate is still lethal, but now will feel better even when the teams have only a few positive effects. That's huge. That's massive. That is a huge revision there. And then I do believe this is the last one. Invisible Woman getting the Mighty Avenger. And this is cool. She also gets the base Avenger tag. That's awesome for theory crafting and just joining the mix here. And let's see if there's any developer notes. Nope, nothing there. And, oh, sorry, Scarlet Witch also with Vision, I believe, were part of the mixture. So, Scarlet Witch, oh my gosh, she's been reworked so many times. Hopefully this is what does it for her. Mighty Avenger tag. Was there anything to note here? Nope, nothing there. And then we have Vision as well, part of this duel here. Mighty Avenger, so they're going to be grouped together. But great to see that these characters that are beloved getting love. My goodness. And then X Factor, like I noted earlier, they got some raw increases as a result of Polaris' change. So that way, they're not going to be left out. So there you guys have it. Massive blog post summarized. And again, like I said, if you guys want to check out their kits, please go through it below. But yeah, it's exciting, guys. This is really similar to last year with the Sinister Six reworks. So this is going to really change, I think, the scene of Marvel Strike Force, adding some much needed excitement right now in the game. especially all the new game modes coming as well, and obviously them fixing Battle World. Huge update, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed this as well. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But this is a massive win for the community to see these fan favorites coming back into the game, especially right around the Age of X release and Charles Xavier himself, right? So exciting times for sure. Thank you for your time, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.